What are the primary duties of a Superior General of the Society of Jesus?
Well, the duties of a Superior General of the Society are to serve as a leader to Jesuits around the world, but a large portion of the edicts and directions given by the Superior General are responses to current events and the social and political matters of today. In general terms, the responsibilities of a Superior General are to oversee matters of mission and ensure that the Jesuits are a reliable herald of God's Word. We tend to the governance and preserve the society as a stable institution, and we monitor the overall state of the Society of Jesus.
What did you do prior to being appointed the Superior General of the Society of Jesus?
I was admitted into the Jesuit order in 1966 at the age of 22 and followed the precedent set by the education-oriented Jesuits and received my education at Universidad Central de Colombia. There, I got a licentiate bachelor's degree in philosophy and a doctorate in political science. After I completed university in 1972, I entered the priesthood in 1977. Preceding that, I was the Provincial Superior of Jesuits in my home country of Venezuela from 1966 to 2004. I was then selected as Counselor General in 2008 by my predecessor, Adolfo Nicolas, and in 2014 became a part of the Society of Jesus in Rome as a delegate of the Houses of the Works there. Finally, I was elected as Superior General.
How is the Superior General of the Society of Jesus elected?
So upon the death, or in rare cases, the resignation of the acting Superior General, a congregation of the Society of Jesus is assembled to elect a replacement Superior General. Attending this congregation are over 200 provincial representatives whose responsibility it is to select another Superior General. In the congregation held in October of 2016, I was chosen as the Superior General after the death of my predecessor, Adolfo Nicolas.
What made you want to become a priest?
In high school, I had a few relationships, one of which was with the girl who ended up becoming Miss Ecuador. And when I got to college, I started to seriously consider the vocation. I thought about it before when I was around 12, but I ignored it somewhat in high school.
Where did you receive your education from?
I went to St. Thomas High School, a wonderful school. From there, I went to law school at the University of Texas in Austin. But that was so difficult and just felt wrong for me. And then one day, I was just relaxing and I heard God in my prayers, and He was calling me to the priesthood. So I left UT and I went to the University of St. Thomas at Houston. And I had to go to school for a while before I became a priest. And I struggled with it at times, and I thought about leaving. But I knew that this was what God wanted for me, so I had to stick with it.
Are you allowed to wear normal clothes, or are the black vests an all-the-time thing?
We're allowed to sometimes wear like normal attire on vacations and other days like that. But normally, we kind of tend to wear what the black vestment, which is called a cassock. And during the Mass, our clothes, the colors have different symbols and stuff, like for whatever the church season it is, or if it's some special occasion like a feast day or something like that.
What are the biggest ups and downs of being a priest from your experience?
Well, I'd say I kind of missed out on not having a family, but that's really okay because I consider the parish my family and all the smaller, younger people as like my children. And I love helping people and seeing so much joy that I bring or that others bring in their eyes, and helping when they might not be in a great place, but to help them out.
What role does prayer play in your life?
I pray every day for everyone. I pray when I wake up and before I go to bed. I just pray with people, and I pray just all the time. I just love to pray.
Who is one of your biggest role models?
I've always looked up to Saint Joseph because he's the stepfather of God and he's the patron saint of fathers. And I feel like I have a responsibility similar to that of a father to all of my parishioners. So I feel like St. Joseph helps me
How
with
do you
that.
go about recruiting potential priests to come to the priesthood?
Well, I give talks at the youth groups. I'll say stuff in my homilies, or before or after Mass, I'll make an announcement or some stuff like that. And I'll say a prayer for the vocation every day. And I know that most young men want to start a family, but some people just aren't called to that. That's not their vocation. And we've had a bit of a lack of priests for a little while, and so I've just been trying to help the church gain more.
How has the vocation of priesthood itself developed over time?
Well, back in Jesus' times, in ancient times, a priest was regarded as a person of righteousness and power, and they were feared almost. But now it's become more of a person of leadership and compassion, someone that you can talk to, and they can guide you and help you.
What are your plans to do later today as a priest?
Well, I'm gonna go to a hospital to give last rites to an ill man. Most people think last rites are only for people who are on their deathbeds, but sometimes with last rites, people heal, or they were never terminally ill in the first place. They were just really sick. And as a priest, I have to know these things because I do stuff like this all the time.